my sincere ashe and condolences to our beloved family in Haiti, those whose lives were taken from them suddenly with this recent earthquake, and my condolences to the family who have to pick up the pieces and put it all together again. Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. It's morning when I'm doing this, so good morning to you, or good whatever time of day you might be watching this. This is breaking for me since I woke up. A 7.0 quake occurred in Alcapulco, Mexico. Now, this is a heavily earthquake-prone region, but I've been paying attention to these maps, and so I could get a sense of the pattern of the earth, because I know everything's changed. You have 3 molten, still fissioning cores in the flesh of our earth from Fukushima. And they keep that quiet as they can, along with all the other malarkey that is equated with man-made radiation. And we are in the middle of an ongoing China syndrome. Now, the reality is that there's never been a China syndrome. It was always a theory. Now we are dealing with actual occurrences that are affecting the stability of our planet, and everybody's seen it, but the folks who know what it is, they're paid heavily to not say anything, whereas they expect us to, they just really plan on us being as stupid as hell, all of us, every single one of us, which is how they've managed to hide the effects of radiation so completely, because we tend to be bored, and their education system is built to increase our boredom, so that you really, if you do learn more, that's because you are so sycophantically just hypnotized by these people that you'll take their word on everything. So as you manage to get your PhD, you're managing to lose your soul at the same time. I'm not saying that you volunteer it, but there are black scientists out there. There's even black nuclear physicists out there. Not a one of them given the facts about radiation that are easily available. But they hide those scientists, white guys. I'm like, look, if you're telling the truth, you're telling the truth. There's nothing, again, I have nothing against the truth tellers. I just know that separation is a vast feature of accepting the truth, that Fukushima would not exist if they didn't hate black us and the coming of Allah so much, right? And so, in looking at all of this, I've been paying attention to the volatility of our planet in depth, and what I've noticed about Central American earthquakes about a year ago, and forgive me if you hear any background noises, I'm doing this first thing in the morning, and so it's real life that I'm leading here. And so in the South American region, of the Americas, the quakes have been very, very deep, all up to a year ago. Something drastic has changed in our planet. And now, with the Haitian earthquakes, I do theorize that they were possibly strategically set about, just like Katrina. They, bombed holes through the retaining walls. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I'm just saying that's why areas that were not as low level as other ones were inundated with waters, whereas the white areas were not. Everybody knows that that's the case. Will you see them admitting that? No place, okay? So with Haiti, I think that they're like maybe using it to vent the pressure. And also just to get their forces in there, they abduct lots of children, steal the gold, and steal the oil that's there. And my firm condolences and my ashe to the 1,297 people who died in Haiti. Haiti was never overwhelmed by massive earthquakes before. So their structures are not built to tolerate those jarring forces from the earth itself. Whereas in Mexico, I think as of right now, there's only one who's been reported dead. I don't wish more Mexicans dead. That's not my point. My point is that we must study because our lives depend on it. Such as this, which I kind of brushed off yesterday. A mysterious explosion shakes Tennessee ground. And there's been a massive increase in the number of earthquakes happening in that whole area, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas, that is unprecedented. And I've looked up the data and and saw that before the meltdown of Fukushima, it was, there would be quakes there, but not on a constant, not several in a day, not above 2.0. They have 3.0s and even 4.0s. I've had people contact me and say that they moved out of Oklahoma because they were like, there's quakes here on the regular, and they didn't want to be anywhere around that. So there's been a market increase, and if you look, you'll even find articles that say since 2011, the amount of mega quakes has gone up exponentially. That's because of them daggone cores. Now, because my channel is so hunted, I must preface this by saying this is for educational purposes. I don't wish anybody any harm. Pink people, if you can work it out, pink on pink love, baby, do you. There's nothing wrong with being righteously pink, right? I don't think it's possible to be righteously white because you're not actually white. That's why, okay? When this background here, that's white. Can you show me one of you who look like that? So I'm all about recognizing the duplicity of your little white lies and just acknowledging them so that you can acknowledge all of them. That pink person I welcome to the planet. Like Michael Parenti. I just got finished complimenting Michael Parenti, how much I learned from him. I just in this share thank the white scientists who have realized, you know what, we don't want three-headed babies. And so they told the truth about what man-made radiation does. That's not the white people I'm talking against, okay? The pink people, right? And I'm not saying that your nature is going to change if you acknowledge just all at once. Oh, gee, I really am pink. I'm just saying, give it a try. Righteousness, it's a benefit to you too. So here we go, saying all of that. Okay, so that was a sudden, mysterious explosion shaking a Tennessee ground. Authorities in Montgomery County, Tennessee are searching for an unknown phenomenon that triggered the ground to shake across the county. I'm theorizing that there's so much destabilization going on in the core of the earth that whole tunnel vectors that would move upward are changing their topography. I don't know if you can call it topography when it's in the core of the earth itself, but stuff is a-changing. It's a big giant Jenga game right now. And these dudes, they always call it mysterious. That means that they're going to do no further investigation and put the obvious pieces together. There have been sonic booms. There have been sinkholes aplenty. I've seen videos of whole regions of Russia, just ground, dirt, rock, just flowing like it's a giant river because whatever is underneath it is becoming destabilized. Okay. Makes me want to read this Bible quote. But beloved, do not be ignorant. This is King James Version, Peter. I don't know which book it is, Peter 2, I think. But beloved, do not be ignorant of this one thing, that with the Lord 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. The Lord is not slow concerning his promise, as some count slowness, but he is patient with us, because he does not want any to perish, but all to come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a loud noise, and the elements will be destroyed with intense heat. The earth also and the works that are in it will be burned up. Seeing then that all these things are to be destroyed, what sort of people ought you be in the holy conduct and godliness, while you are waiting for and desiring the coming of the day of God, in which the heavens will be destroyed by fire, and the elements will be consumed by intense heat. But according to his promise, we are waiting for new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells. That means get it together right now and here while you can, and be ye not ignorant. We don't know. We don't know if we are going to be enduring chaos that is only authored by Satan. I must repeat, because there's people out there, good people, who are believing that the creator of all existence has a partner in Satan. That is a fierce, ferocious, satanic lie. You are in danger if you believe such a thing. He is not the author of chaos. That's why when people are like, oh, but God is doing all of this, it's not the harp, it's not the, sometimes it's them cores and it's flesh of our planet. I no longer say mantle because that's up on the surface. I think those cores are deeper down now. Okay? But Allah didn't blow up Fukushima. Okay? And so Allah is not flipping the switch on harp. These are things that are within the realm of three-dimensional existence. If we can grow food from the ground because we have observed, a plant grows from this seed when I plant it in soil and water it and let it get sunlight, and then trust and believe there are demons out there who have figured out how to control the natural elements in all realms. But there's one thing they can't control, and that's existence itself. Okay? That's why when they try to isolate antimatter in a chamber, it all disappears. And that's what's led the CERN scientists to determine there must be some intelligence governing existence. You damn Skippy right, because he knows who y'all and what y'all. And he said, time's up. Time's up. But it could be a while, right? And do not be angry, because the Most High knows. He knows the soul is a whole nother level of lesson that we must be taught. And it's a whole lot more difficult to sear reality into the soul than it is into the flesh. And so do not blame him. Do not be angry with him. Just get that knowledge, right? Because these are critical times. It's not like grandma and grandpa's times. It's not like great grandma and great grandpa's times. There are all sorts of things going on right now. And one of them is the most effective genocide these devils have ever unleashed. And that's that radiation. That is not just in the earth, even though that's a more dramatic way to see its effects. It's on your plate. I wrote a rescue here because we need one that can be applied in the thick of whatever it is that is terrifying to behold. Right? We need to know in the middle of the worst that's here and that is destined to come that Allah got this. I'm not saying I ain't Allah. Oh my goodness, no, don't get it twisted, and I don't get it twisted. But he always sends a warner. Spread the word and assist. I don't know who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. The Most High prophesied 1/3, but that passage there says he wants all of us. All right? I love you. Straight black family pride is our map to forever. Peace and blessings.